Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Piper Academy Network. I'm Army Piper, and this is the morning market report, guys. Looking at Bitcoin here, we're still pushing on that line of resistance that I said this would be a likely target that I would watch for. We're closing in on that right now. It's got a little bit of a ways, but here on it. But guys, that's the level I'm watching. We are going to be, talking about why that's a level that I'm keeping an eye on and what it could mean if we break that. I also got another thing that I want to show you guys on the chart today. I was taking a look today at the Pi cycle chart. And what do you know? Good old Pi cycle has been retaken by Bitcoin. So we are now back above the bottom frame here. Typically, when we lose that, it's not a good thing. Getting it back typically means good things. Just so you know, we typically, if we hold it at support, we will typically go higher. So Bitcoin showing a little bit of hopium right now, guys. Looking today at the crypto bubbles, we've got kind of a mixed market here this morning. A little bit of red, a little bit of green, nothing in general, but we might have to talk about some stuff. We got some headlines here that we're going to go over today. One, Barkley says U.S. recession likely. We're going to talk about Bitcoin price consolidation is likely as U.S. core PCE manufacturing and jobs data all come out this week. That consolidation, that means you're going to see a lot of red and green on those crypto bubbles. We're also going to talk about Trump's first 100 days, the worst in history, according to this article. The good old Alex Machinsky looking at a 20-year sentence from the DOJ. And then lastly, guys, we're going to talk about this. Did token oversupply kill the 2025 altcoin season? A metric breakdown of why an altcoin season, as we know it, very unlikely to occur ever again. So we're going to be doing that and a whole lot more right here today on the Morning Market Report. You guys know what time it is. Let's go. Let's get it. Class is in session. See you guys on the other side. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We got Trade Intuition in here. Bingo, bango. Crypto Coin Mindset, Keith, Alexander G, the mod queen in the house with us. Crypto Trades. That man has been busy. He has been busy over in the Discord getting some stuff set up for you guys. A to A said, I don't like this headline, but I'm here for the Bears news. I don't like the headline, but it's a thing, man. You got it's simple math. It's metrics and math. When I break it down, you'll understand. You'll understand. I'm not saying that you won't get altcoin moves. I'm saying you won't have an altcoin season as a whole, maybe ever again. Donato Cabrera in the house with us right now. We got Roman Brave, Ninja Glocks in here, Average Crypto Joe, Eric Ballin Wallen, and who else? Did I miss anybody? Oh, Maya, she said, good morning. I'm here early. I hope you all have a blessed day. I hope you have a blessed day too. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this, and let's get into the stuff today. We got a lot to do. We got a lot to talk about. We got some changes that we made to the memberships. I told you guys about it yesterday. Happened very quickly, evidently. Crypto Trades was as busy as a three-legged cat in a litter box. Let me tell you. But yeah, you guys are going to be you guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to be a good value for you guys. And also, if you are a member, just because you wanted the emojis, guess what? I dropped your price too. It's not here yet, but there is a membership level that I've gotten approval requests right now in for from YouTube for 99 cents. So you will get access to emojis for $1. But if you want the DCA strategies and all that good stuff, it's $4.99 for the other level membership, and you guys get access to everything. There is no more $20 level. I cut down the prices. You would not believe the rash of crap that I got on X because I dropped my prices. And yeah, there you go. So I guess some people were offended by a $5 thing there, despite 6 people being on the team over here. But hey, trolls are going to troll. So let's go ahead and bring up the guy who never troll, the man, the myth, the legend, Mexican Superman. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the OC guy. What's up, OC? How you doing, man?
Oh man, what a fabulous introduction. Thank you so much for that presentation. Really flattered about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the new prices. I'm excited for the new changes. I'm excited for the whole market, actually. Things are just getting, I don't know, feeling right today. We'll see. Hopefully this is an interesting week and we get a lot out of the market. But you know what? I do see a couple of signals that maybe we could be dropping down somewhere around 88,831. I don't know. We'll see about that. But
that would be in line with what I'm seeing on the heat map.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect. So
absolutely.
maybe we could get a cheaper Bitcoin opportunity this week. We'll see.
Uh, and it's all about the DCA plan, right? Let's go talk about that real fast, and then we'll get into the news. I got a lot of articles to go over today. People want to know why Piper said no more alt gang. Oh, no more alt season. But speaking of the gang just joined us. Hold on, let's jump back over here. Shout out to Alex O Crypto and the OGs, the Otter Gang in the house. Come on over to here to give us some love. I appreciate all you guys sliding on in here into the show. Welcome to the Morning Market Report. Let's go get in, talk about this OC. Piper Academy, join a safe and secure Discord community. Join the alumni. Guys, it's going to be $4.99. I know you can't see it down there. It's a little bit stretched, but there you go. $4.99 for the Piper plan. It's a full DCA schedule profit taking plan that includes weekly charts and updates. There's also a few trade calls in there. Nothing like you're going to get from Alex O's group, just so you know. That dude's just crushing it over there with his team. But we do have some of that going on. Mainly, it's the Piper plan. It's about your DCA investment, right? Taking those profits from your trade, where to put them at. There's a weekly DCA and TA education with our OC and I, and then back to basics with BC Port Corp, market education, Q&A sessions recording, and more. So yeah, guys, there you go. I think when we get over to the point that we're talking about merchandise eventually, OC, maybe we'll throw a discount if you're a member in our Discord. That's what we'll do. But shout out to everybody that just joined us. I appreciate y'all being here. Let me jump over into the news. Let's knock this out because we got some data that we need to talk about today, guys. We just had data came in at the top of the hour here. Let's go jump in and talk about that first, guys. Yeah, we got Jolt's job report. Oh my goodness. Jolt's jobs reports, guys, just came in. It was at 7.48 million jobs. They were expecting it to be around the same 7.48 to 7.4. Came in at 7.192 million Jolt's job openings. What are they saying about that in here? Let's go look. Job openings in the United States fell by 288,000 to 7.192 million in March 2025, the lowest in 6 months and well below the market expectation of 7.48 million jobs. The number of job openings decreased in healthcare and social assistance, professional and business services, leisure and hospitality, federal government. Federal government, not even the big one here, though, guys. That's the scary part. Even though we know that they let a lot of people go, it was the other sectors also. Yeah, state and local government had some regarding regional distribution. Job openings fell in the Northeast by 180,000. So that is going to be regional distribution, and in the West, 76,000, but increased in the Midwest. Meanwhile, hires held at 5.4 million and total separations changed little at 5.1 million. With separation quits, 3.3 million were unchanged, and layoffs and discharges edged down. So pretty low number coming in for jobs there, guys. I told you there was a weakness in the market space, and we are actually seeing that now in the labor markets. Check the probability of rate cuts now. I'll go check that out. In just a moment, let's get back and finish talking about the other one here. That would be the CB consumer confidence, guys. Was at 92, was expected to be 87, 89, came in even lower. So consumer confidence absolutely crashing right now. Let's go talk about the Bitcoin stuff, and then we'll get into what all of this economic data means. 53.8 is where we are right now in the current wristband. Total crypto market cap's at $2.97 trillion, currently 21.15% undervalued. Bitcoin dominance with stables is at 63.4%. Without stables, it is at 68.82. Continue to see upside move there. Fear and greed is at 60 today. We are in greed. I got a whole lot of X marks the spot we need to go over. Liquidations at $180 million in the past 24 hours. Biggest one was ETH. It was just a little bit under $1 million there. Let's go talk about current prices here. Bitcoin sitting at $95,000 up on the daily and the hourly. We are seeing some green in the markets now. Why? Because there is an increased likelihood that we could see rate cuts happen because this labor market is showing weakness. That's what Billy was just talking about there. Let's refresh this and see what he's got. Yeah, so I don't know if this data's coming in yet. Still looks like right now for May, 91% chance. Not seeing a big change there. Not seeing a big change there. This is probably going to take a little bit of time to aggregate this data and give the so what to it. To get that in there. What's up in proper fraction? How are you doing? He says, it smells like bologna and bust off in here. All right, we're watching you. Guys, keep an eye on him. Let's go and get into what we're seeing here on the stock market. Yeah, that's turning green also on the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ this morning. Just slightly up about 0.16% on the S&P and the NASDAQ. Dow Jones up about 0.4. The Russell 2K is pulling back, though, and the VIX is starting to calm the F down, getting closer to that 20 points mark. Anything above that, and you get into volatility. So it's starting to slow down and getting a little bit of red there today. Watching the bonds market here, guys. Looking at that, the 10-year Treasury yield is dropping back down right now at 4.195%. Let's go see gold. Gold's at $3,316 today, down about 1%. Silver, copper are to the upside. Platinum and palladium both moving to the downside there. Silver making a little rebound there, and that's good to see. And let's check oil. Oil is at the $60.79 there per barrel, guys. Anything below 60 and they start to lose valuation quickly on profit side. So they will start cutting operational expenses by shutting off oil rigs when this hits 60. So let's go check out the Barclays Bank and see what they're saying here, guys, because Barclays says a U.S. recession is increasingly likely, so underweight your risk assets. What does that mean by underweight your risk assets? They're advising to reduce exposure to higher risk investments such as stocks, high yield junk bonds, cryptocurrencies, and emerging markets. This implies concern about potential volatility or downside in the markets, often due to the expectations of economic slowdown or recession, tightening financial conditions, and elevated duration. So let's go see what they're saying in here. After weeks of tariff-induced uncertainty and fatigue, Barclays has some more bad news for investors. A U.S. recession is most likely brewing on the horizon. When is that? They're thinking in the next couple of quarters. So all told, we expect a sharp slowdown and a likely U.S. recession in the coming quarters. Hard economic data refers to more measurable metrics such as labor market reports alongside GDP and production readings, which are both going to be crappy this week, in my opinion. On the other hand, soft economic data refers to surveys and sentiment indicators such as consumer confidence, which we just saw crappy also, right? So soft data has already fared poorly in the recent months, and we're continuing to see that, while hard data has been relatively more resilient, which we saw a weakening of that on today's data. So meanwhile, this individual, not even going to try to say that name, I'll butcher it, also highlighted the inbound tourism will likely be impaired going forward. Numerous airlines such as Southwest, American, and Delta already pulling their 2025 forecast on their earnings. This may further contribute to deterioration in hard data and usher in economic recession, guys. We talked about this for a while, and it looks like we're starting to see the cracks widen there. Could be getting into some points of contention there on the investment side where we get this, reaction from this market condition. So, let's go talk about Bitcoin here. Bitcoin price consolidation likely as U.S. core PCE, manufacturing, and job reports all print this week. So a full week of macroeconomic reports is ahead of us. Bitcoin price could face a period of ranged-bound trading. Hot dog trading, as Alex O would say. He would trade the hot dog. So after managing a 10.37% rally over the past 7 days, robust spot purchasing demand from strategy and spot Bitcoin ETFs and announcements from 21 Share and Coinbase played a pretty good role in the rally to 95,700, with the exception of April 28th announcement of a 1.42 billion Bitcoin purchase from Strategy. It's been a quiet week on the crypto news front. This week could have this macroeconomic event-filled thing happen that is going to cause a little bit more of a shakeup too. This report will be published. Talk about jolts. That was today, and that's the bad news that we just got. And then the tariffs and the trade war stuff still being digested by the market. So on Friday, May 2nd, the job reports will publish. And given the recent tariff-induced volatility, it is possible the data could show a real big pause in the economy. So we've got some pretty harsh data going on there, guys, throughout this entire week. And what they're talking about is that we could just see consolidation. The levels for Bitcoin to hold that we're going to have to watch, going to be sitting right here. And let's go pull that up. Guys, the level, in my opinion, that we need to hold here about 382. That's about $93,094 here. This is going to be your 382 on your fibs. We do have a 50%. I would even go that as low as 88 would be a previous range of resistance. That would now be a retest of support. That big retest of support down there at the 88 could be a pretty big deal. Why would that matter? Because it would clean out a lot of liquidity that we're already seeing hanging down here. You can see this whole chunk of liquidity starting here at 92,000, running all the way down to about 89,000. There is billions of dollars in liquidation money sitting right there. So the market makers want to go down and grab that. Where would that be at? That would pretty much bring us right back to our 50% fib here at $88,000. And that would be the range motion that you would watch. Here's your high, there's your low, and that is your hot dog right in the middle that you want to grab. That's a really messed up bun. There's your hot dog in the middle. Shout out to Alex O. Get your longs. Shorts, I mean, get your longs there, and you're just going to trade the hot dog, Alex O style. So that would be the one. Let's go ahead and let's get over to your chart, OC, and let's see what you're looking at over there on Bitcoin right now. Because those are the two levels I'm watching. But you said you could see $88,000 in play, and liquidation heat map is saying OC spot on. What do you got for us, bro?
Absolutely. So looking at the daily here on Bitcoin, you can see that we have dynamic director coming in strong in here. Not only that, we also have looked into this megaphone base, right? So we're having some trouble breaking through the median of the megaphone in here. Let me see if I can zoom it in a little bit better. There we go. This is the daily. I'm going to be going over to a closer time frame, but this is what we're having, right? We're having a little bit of a pull, and we're having kind of like a up ranging scenario here. By the way, yesterday, guys, we looked at ranging and up ranging. So go take a look at it, because there we talked about how it breaks out and also how to trade those up ranges. So other than that, looking at that pattern, well, then if we have a breakout, the first target that I'm looking for, it is within these two areas of resistance. I've seen a lot of that price action being encased in that area. And as you can see, this is my first area of support, 92 sharp, right? Or 91,800, right? And then if we are not able to hold it, maybe we can go for a breakout retest, and then off we go. Or better yet, and if we're lucky enough, if we are still above the dynamic reactor, the zero line in here, well, we can do a breakout, fake out, grabbing the lows in here, and then bursting through. But usually when we have this formation, let me give you an example in here, when we have a little bit of a movement to the upside, and then we have that range above, well then, or rising channel, sorry, we have a breakout, we have a retest, and then a further move to the downside. So, I mean, I would like for it to go and retrace somewhere around here, the dynamic reactor, because that will be making it a classic breakout retest. Off we go on that dynamic reactor, basically nailing our area of entry between 89 and 88,900. So that's what I'm looking at the daily. On the 4 hours, again, just to confirm that I'm looking for a quick pullback to 91,800, and that's what I got so far on Bitcoin.
Awesome. Yeah, something that I'm watching here, OC, is we have a retake here of our bottom of our price cycle indicator. Okay, and so one of the things that I'm watching here is we do have this level of resistance that's currently coming in on like 96,500. I'm on a weekly chart here, if you guys are wondering, and so I am not going to be surprised if we see, which I've talked about numerous times here on the show, something like this here, right? Where we come down. I don't know that we're going to go that low still. I mean, this was a possibility when we had our value, our point of control here coming in on this big volume nipple. But I am watching for a pullback, in which we had, and then a pump up. But I'm watching our golden pocket level here. If you guys don't know, golden pocket levels have tended to show in the past a little topping action somewhere in that ballpark. We had one outlier here, but for the most part, those golden pocket on a trend-based fib extension has been the level to watch. But if we take a look at what's going on right now with the pi cycle indicator and retaking our bottom line on this, the bottom moving average, if we go back and look in 2021, what did we get there? Well, we got this breakdown below it, and then we came in, we retook it, retested it, and then that led us up to our second high, which was nothing more than a liquidity sweep before we had our entire crypto market crash there for the crypto winter. If you look at this, that would be looking like, even on the top side of this, like 114. So be aware, be aware. I know historically that the pi cycle top has pretty much called tops, except for this one. It did it way early. But hey, this deviation from what we've seen in the past means that this could also be another deviation 3 times a pattern it does not make. It takes about 20 times to create a pattern, for those that know. So everyone that talks about patterns never went to academically trained analytics schools to know what a pattern really is. It's not a pattern at 3. It takes about 20 times, just so you guys know. Let's go talk about this article here, OC, and we'll bring you up here with me. Come on up, OC. Let's take a look here and talk about this real fast, and we'll get over to altcoin season, because I know you guys are curious about that. And then we'll have OC take a look at some alt, some gold, and the Dixie. I think we should take a look at the Dixie today, too. U.S. DOJ requests 20-year sentence for Celsius founder Alex Machinsky. Guys, if you guys were involved in the Celsius thing, you probably don't like this dude at all. The DOJ stated that Machinsky's plea showed that his crimes were not the product of negligence, but the result of deliberate, calculated decisions to lie. So the DOJ, they're going after him, putting him in prison for 20 years. Bravo on them. Let's go. Lock him away. Lock him away. Let's go and talk about this. This is the one that you guys are here for. Dano Crypto said, I have literally the opposite of you today, Piper. He said altcoin season. Here's why I don't think you're ever going to see an altcoin season again. It will not look like what you think is altcoin season. Did token oversupply kill the 2025 altcoin season? Let's go talk about it. Remember when owning a few altcoins could make you wealthy after a bull market? Those days might be gone forever. The cryptocurrency market has transformed dramatically, with the number of tokens exploding from 500 to 36.4 million tokens. The fundamental shift is changing how crypto investors should approach the market. And altcoin season is a period when altcoins outperform Bitcoin for an extended time. Historically, this has happened during every bull market, with investors flocking to alternative cryptocurrencies in search of higher returns. But this cycle may be different, primarily due to the creation of tens of millions of altcoins. What is token oversupply? A token oversupply refers to situations where the number of cryptocurrencies and tokens in the market grow so large that investor capital is spread too thin. It's a simple mathematics game, guys. When we used to have altcoin season, everything would raise with the tide. We would have the entire space move up in alts, right? When we have an altcoins sector now that is millions more than what it used to be, there's not enough liquidity on planet Earth. I don't care what you say, not enough liquidity on planet Earth to move the entire market up. So what are you going to end up seeing? You're going to see things like this here, where you've got some things down, some things up. I don't think that we're ever going to see the entire crypto space move up in one altcoin march to the top. And no matter what you throw your money at, you're making money. That's not feasible, and it's mathematically impossible when you look at the amount of liquidity that exists out there. That's why it's going to become more and more important as we move forward that you are picking the best projects, and still you're probably not going to get it. Me personally, I think Ada Cardano, fantastic project, moves a little bit slow in development, but hey, slow and steady, right? But we still haven't seen it get back to $3.09. So looking at it from the perspective of where you might want to put your money, I'm just focusing on top 20s, and that is what our DCA Piper plan in our Discord addresses. Also Bitcoin and several of the top 20s that are in there. So too many tokens create uncertainty, making it harder to identify strong projects. In addition, many tokens are created for speculation or short-term profit, leading to a rampant pump and dump scheme, which we've seen that. We can go ahead and jump back over here. We've seen that many times where it's this sector pumps and then this sector pumps and that one comes back down, right? And I think that's what altcoin season is going to look like. Everyone that is just holding on to these moon bags of everything, waiting for alt season for all of it to make money, probably not going to be the case. You're probably going to have to learn to, take your profits on this and move it over to the one that hasn't moved yet, so you can catch that sector move, so on and so forth. And that's probably going to be how alt season operates from here on out. It's going to be regional based on the background of the project. What sector is it in? So OC, your thoughts on this, your thoughts on altcoin season? Is it dead and gone? Or is it just evolved to something, or is it just evolved to something that's way more difficult to manage?
Absolutely. I think that is the key, right? I mean, we were debating actually this topic a couple of days ago. If I'm not mistakenly remember it, it was the last week or the past week where we were talking about, but yeah, we are still going to have in all season, and you were, no, we're not going to. At the end of it all, after we debated on it, we ended up in the same boat, right? Exactly what you explained it, and I'm agree with that, because I mean that is just the real evolution of things. You cannot get everything just pumping, right? You just call it. There is not enough liquidity. Heck, I mean, we don't even get enough market cap on Bitcoin to start competing with the big actors, right? I mean, we are. In fact, you called out what was it, 3 classes ago, what where Bitcoin was getting above Meta and catching up to, who was it? I don't quite remember who was catching to. Yeah, like it was
Bitcoin
getting the market cap.
overtook. I want to say it
Yeah,
was Google. Google.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was the one. So I mean, we're hardly increasing on that one, and then to have spare liquidity to then push all of the altcoins. Also, guys, bear in mind that we talked about altcoin dilution, right? How many altcoins we have on the regional two alt season cycles, right? And how many
36
altcoins we have?
million. It was
Holy
like 17, it
shit,
was like
man!
500 and then 1700 and then like
Yeah,
25,000. Now it's 36 million. Like, you want to talk
absolutely.
about a parabolic run up? It didn't happen on a chart. It happened in the number of cryptos in the space. So
Yeah, so I mean, get the same overall growth, right, of the market cap that we have seen on Bitcoin. Translate that to altcoins, and then divided it among everything, and that's what you could be maybe expecting. Also, something important that you did mention when we were debating this, and I think you have not yet mentioned it, but I think it's very important. It is meme coins, right? So I think I like meme coins, but I think they're taking too much importance and too much money out of the new users. And oh yeah, you got it right there.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep. Well, I'll touch on that, and you can, because you're right, you're spot on with that. The reason that alt season, the traditional alt season they call it, is gone for maybe gone forever, because supply exceeds demand. You got the basic economic principle. It's straightforward. When there are too many options chasing limited capital, not everything can win. Period. The other one, the meme coin saturation problem. There's OC's point. The market dilution problem is made worse by the proliferation of meme coins and low quality tokens. Pseudonymous crypto trader Ash Crypto points to exchanges as part of the problem. The market is diluted. So, and then shortened season predictions. The days of multi-month altcoin rallies appear to be ending. Future alt season will be drastically shorter, lasting a few days to a few weeks at the most. This is that based on that sector move, right? So you may have an alt season, but it's not going to be the same tokens. It's going to be like this movement of sectors that are getting pumps throughout that period. And then capital fragmentation effects. With investment capital now spread across millions of tokens instead of thousands, the concentration of funds needed to drive a significant price movement has become much harder to achieve, much more unlikely to. And then they give a tip here on how to approach this quality over quantity approach. Not all hope is lost, but the days of spray and pray will not work anymore if they worked in previous cycles. Focus on utility tokens, tracking unlocked calendars. That's going to be a big one. That's why I talk about those here on the show. Staking yield assessments, institutional partnership signals. So, final thoughts. Very likely, the crypto market of 2025 bears little resemblance to the markets of 2017 or even 2021, with millions of tokens now competing for investor attention. So, yeah, you were talking about the meme coins. I just wanted to touch on that. Uh, what's your take on the meme coins? Are they on it with this article, OC?
absolutely. I mean, this is happening all over again, like Famicom, right? I think most of us should be old enough to remember the NES, right? The Nintendo, the original Nintendo that we all grew up. There was a moment where we can see all of the knockoff games, right? I mean, heck, I do remember a game out of this Alien. How was ET so bad, right? So there were just so many like unimportant, badly developed, I mean, boring, not giving anything games on that point, that they overflow the market. And then when you went to the store, right, basically going to the crypto space at this point will be this exact same translation, like exact same thing, right? Then you go like, what do I get? and every single thing that you get thinking that it's going to be a good game, it ended up being just a piece of crap, right? So I think the
Yep.
same thing is happening here. You just start saying, hey, Shiba this, Shiba that, or whatever, Bulls this, Bulls that, right? What was it? Farcoin. Come on, I mean, that one at least has a kind of like an AI utility.
It
But
does. It does. A lot
you
of
get
people
the
don't
point,
realize
right?
that. Not a straight meme coin. There is a little AI utility there. It's a learning model. So, but yeah, too many
Yeah,
meme coins for sure.
yeah, they're here in the market. They're spreading out the market cap, and I mean, who can blame those guys? But I think the chains need to start doing some cleansing. So
Yep.
that is the next point of evolution. Same thing happened with Nintendo. They implemented some copyright locks, so you cannot copy and create it, and so on and so forth. I think that needs to happen in the crypto space.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he was under 5,000 being actively traded. I no, I absolutely agree, CJ Nis. So CJ Nis, straight vaping said, I don't believe that theory. Just because 36 million coins were created doesn't mean that they're actively traded. No, absolutely correct. But that's the point of what they're saying in this article is that when we used to have alt season, it was spray and pray. No matter what you touched, it was going to go up pretty much back in the day, right? Unless there was just some really bad FUD on it. Now they're saying that we are very unlikely to see that whole tide rise. It's going to be more like waves instead of just a tide lifting everything up for alt season. So the traditional alt season will not look anything like the new alt seasons that we have going forward. Retro Mike Tech said technically ET was perfectly a developed game too well, so well that it was nearly unbeatable and got hate because people got mad that weren't good enough to play it because of the backlash. Yeah, I remember ET. That was a great game, dude. I fell down
Oh,
those
was it?
freaking holes
You know,
all the time and had to extend my neck and fight. If you guys know, you know. I'm that old. I'm that old, just so you know. Um,
oh.
they're still in our paper. Yeah, so Retro Mike Tech wanted me to say it. Look, it's just a gambling casino. Interesting point. I actually saw this thing on X yesterday, and it was talking about house odds for a casino versus day trading. And it was the odds of winning in casinos was 17 out of 100 people, right? So 17 out of 100 people actually make money at a casino,
Not bad.
which is actually pretty low compared to the idea that on blackjack you're at a 51.6% house advantage to your odds, right? Which would make you think that it would be more back to like 20 50-50, I mean, right? But no, it was like 1 out of 17 out of 100 make profits there. 10 out of 100 make profits on day trading, 90% fail rate. So your odds of winning at a casino better than trading. But crazy enough, JR's got like profit sheets from hell. So he's beaten house. He's beaten house. Shout out to JR. All right, OC, what do you got for us here on the what do you got for us on the front of gold? I want to look at the Dixie first. Can we look at the Dixie first? Let's look at the Dixie first, the DXY, and then let's go take a look at gold and then what altcoins you're watching today. Let's get some OC input. Superman up front. Here we go.
Well, I did not have DXI prepared, but let's bring it up. DXI. Oh, come on. Am
Why?
I not typing?
Why? DXY.
DX. Yeah, but it is not typing. This thing is not typing. I don't know why. 1 second. I need to maybe reboot my keyboard. Nope. All right.
OC,
Let
are you
me.
having issues? All right,
There
I'll
we
go look
go.
at DXY while you get that figured out. Let's go over here and
What?
talk about the DXY, and then he'll have gold ready to go in a moment. Guys, DXY today sitting just below 100, getting a really harsh pullback. This level that I was watching here on this was going to be, let's go see here. Let's pull these up. MA ribbons. Well, nope, we lost the MA ribbons for sure. All right. Yeah, we've lost all that. We've created many fair value gaps. We now have this level over here, and I want to bring this in and show you guys what we got here on the fixed range volume profile for this entire level here. And we should be sitting somewhere in the ballpark there. If it'll do it, it won't do it because there's no volume on the Dixie. That's why. Yeah, we're losing some key levels here, guys. Let's just be honest. This level here, this was another level that we lost. So we've now lost this entire support range that was about $100.79. DXY is looking very weak, which means we should see money moving into the asset markets, which we are seeing a little bit, but it is also very likely that this is moving out of the US sector completely and into the foreign markets, which when you look at the DXY, it is a value of the US dollar weighted against a basket of other foreign currencies. So this thing could drop down. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing hit down in the $90 range here. We did it back in 2021, did it back in 18. Let's go look and see what this looked like back in 2008. Yeah, we were all the way down in the 72s back there after this sharp pullback, a little bounce, pull back in. And then let's go back and check out other recession periods here. 1987 time period had a big pullback. It hit down in the 85 range. So yeah, guys, don't be surprised to see it come down into the 80 to 75 to $85 range, or 75 to 85 points, I should say, range here on the DXY. OC, did you get that fixed?
Yeah, absolutely. So sorry
All
for
right.
that. For some reason, yeah, I changed the lighting to Bluetooth, so that's why it was not typing. All right, I got Goldie here. Just looking at a couple of news in here. Just talking about gold, like it's just basically hovering around 3,300 and 3,290. It is talking about also about how this is a fear factor, and well, a stronger dollar, it is just basically stalling the gold movement. So what we got in here, we remember that yesterday, or not yesterday, I don't quite remember when. Yeah, I think yesterday we were talking about a possible head and shoulders pattern here. We were looking for this area for breakout or bounce, and at this point we're just not doing anything, right? I think it's time for me to go to the daily. Why? Because we might have a symmetrical triangle, or right here in the 4 hour, we could be seeing a possible, there we go, a flagging here with a bullish pennant like that. All right, let's also go and take a look at the daily just so we can start doing something with what we got in here. By the way, this TP also fits on one of the triangles that I like to draw, which is my head and shoulders triangles or my little house, right? Usually, remember that gold, it is within these lines. We're about to break it. We're also pretty bullish, and our consolidation score, it is dramatically overextended. So be careful in here because we could break it anywhere. If we break to the upside, we're going to break out retest. Off we go. If we break it to the downside, and that's what we have those lines for, we could be going to the dynamic reactor, and we've been visiting, or we've been looking at the dynamic reactor target for a long time. Now it's close enough to not make a significant drawdown and not to be bought, right? So I think this could be an opportunity. Let's just take a look at really quickly at the daily. There we go. A little bit of a very weird bullish pattern, I would say, more like a symmetrical triangle here. And let's just wait for that dynamic reactor to plot in very quickly. Perfect. And guys, if you're just wondering what indicator am I using that is turning blue and cyan, well then that is my linear regression oscillator, looking fantastic. I also throw a ADX on top of it, and that gives me strength. So as we can see right here, strength, it is going downward, so no strength on a bullish movement. We need to wait for that strength to start turning back around to the upside. And look at how bullish we are. We just need that little push to then maybe go above it here. So again, going and maybe making a little bit of a higher higher trend line here wouldn't be that crazy. Not only that, we have a loud order block at 3,047 or 3,000 exactly area. So that's what I got on gold, Piper. Let me throw it back to you, my friend.
Awesome. Yeah, we got people asking about when's $800 link. Let's go take a look at Chainlink. Good old Chainlink. Where you at? Oh, Chainlink. Good old Chainlink. $800 link. That kills my soul to hear. To be fair, the person that made that comment was talking about Chainlink $800 like in the years ahead. But let me just be honest here. Chainlink hasn't even hit its previous all-time high of $52. So even if this did another run, just like it's doing here, let's go look. Let's throw a trend line on here. Let's go throw a trend line on here. Let's do that. Let's click that. Let's make that a solid line. There we go. And then let's extend it to the right. In order to hit $800 here, based on this trend of higher highs and then higher highs, right? Let's see, $800, we would be all the way out in yeah, I can't even get that far out. And that's 2060. So if we take this and we run this as a fractal, guys, come on. The $800 chain link, it's not happening, bro. Not anytime soon. I think that we would have to see a massive level of adoption occur on chain link. And you're probably looking at, like, at best case scenario, 3x from its previous all-time high, which is pretty about $200. And that's going to be like 2030. So stop with the $800 link. He didn't take the bet, Buck. It's not happening. And I'm going to pass the buck now, and I'm going to hand it back over to OC. What are you looking at, OC? And then we'll come back. We'll check out X marks the spot, and then we'll jump in and see where we are with time. We're heading over to Crypto Princess today. She's doing FOMotion is the guest today on her stream, and she's going to be doing a little chat with him. So let's go check out and see what you got else on the altcoin side. How's Ondo and Sui looking? They've been moving this week. Let's go see what they look like, maybe.
Absolutely. I have a couple of the crypto.news. We have AI16Z. I remember that we were talking about this for a long time. It actually gave us a couple of profits. It has going over 20% ahead. This is one of the AI tokens. So this is the thing that I've been looking for a little while, for a hot minute right now. So we have a little bit of a breakout. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. And basically, we are not following after the price. All right, so let me just get
virtuals jumped also. So again, this is going right back to what we were talking about on the altcoin season, where it's sector driven. Virtual moved in an AI16Z. So yeah, we're absolutely seeing that sector waves, not that tide rising. So go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and we have dynamic reactor on daily coming in strong at 0.46. So we could be seeing a non-stop movement all the way up. But does that mean that we're just going to be jumping in for the last itty bitty piece of crumbles? I would say not at this point, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, that is still a 42% movement, right? Maybe if we do something in the 15 minutes, we could be maybe trying to catch it. Something like doing this trend line. And when we visit this trend line, we try to jump in for a continuation. Be aware that a dynamic reactor is doing this. So most likely we could be having some fake out like that and then a continuation. If we have this kind of bull flag building up like we had in the past, that could be your area to jump back into the train. But other than that, be very, very careful chasing after these kind of tokens because you could get burned. All right, so let me go over. Let me just change this to the regular chart here. And then let's go over SUI. You mentioned that you want to go over SUI. And I should be getting it here. In fact, I think we did an analysis not too long ago from SUI. All right, so SUI, yeah, a little bit too long ago, 4 hours. Let me just get rid of everything here. Perfect. We're having a range, right? Now that I do remember, yes, we did. And right here, it wasn't another following a chart, but what we did in here, it is looking at a possible scenario where we are making a double top. All right, so what's happening here, we have a range in on its way. It also could be looking like, there we go, like a little pennant, right? And this is about morphology, right? So what does morphology means? It's just the shape of it and also how it evolves. So at this point, it could be either a range, it could be a rising wedge, or it could be a double top. The way that we could be going about it, it is look at your oscillator. We have a triple bearish divergence. We have a bearish VWAP crossing. We have a reversal, and we could be losing our true 7 in here. So we need to be careful with that money flow, because if money flow lost us, we are going to go all the way to dynamic reactor. All right. So areas of support. I'm gonna go for this one right here on previous lows. All right. So when we do this, just be careful that we're not making a lower high. How can you be careful on that? Well, then you can either wait for confirmation or get an entry like this. And then as soon as you're here, take TP number one and move your stop to entry and let it do whatever it needs to do. All right. Other than that, I would just wait a little bit more to see where can I position myself, because so far look at the supports right at equilibrium and dynamic reactor areas as we were speaking, and look at the other support area exactly where we had our manual line of support, right? So there you go. You could be either you could also be entering with half of an entry here and then half of an entry here for an average somewhere around here, but I still, that'd be too dangerous. I'd rather get stopped out here and then re-enter here than average such a huge gap that we have there. So that's what I got on SUI. Would you like me to take another one that I'm looking at, or would you like to do take a look at one yourself?
You can go ahead and knock out another one, then we'll do X marks the spot to round out the end of the show.
Perfect. You also talked about ADA. ADA looking a little bit alike, but not that bad. In fact, this is looking great. Let me just get rid of a couple of things in here. Let me go to daily. The truth of the matter with, for example, ADA, Link, so on and so forth, and Solana, it is that we are ranging. We have not yet lost this range, right? I mean, whatever you want to tell me, this is not, it has not been broken. I mean, yeah, of course, we can do trend lines, we can do ranges, we can do wedges, we can do megaphones, whatever you like. But at the end of it all, we're still constrained with that dynamic reactor on the daily, and we need a big body candle to break through, or at least a retracement to previous support. And I know I'm too far away. Let me bring it up. There we go, to previous support somewhere around here. All right. So we can have a very neat trend line where we can bounce from and then have strength. So let's go back to the 4 hours. Let's figure that one together. And as you can see, there it is, our trend line. If I start bringing up our indicators, let me just clear my drawings. All right. It seems that we could be a little bit off. So what could we be maybe expecting? A lower, maybe a higher bounce somewhere around here. And we have a kind of like a bullish flag. All right. So maybe expect one more move to the downside, and we have a lot of resistance here. So we could have breakout retest of we go. That's what I got on ADA, and also Link, or basically the exact same analysis. Waiting for that flag to break out. We're breaking, going for the retest, breaking above the zero line, bouncing off the zero line, your entry, and then off we go. So that's what I got, Piper. Let me throw it back to you.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is our DCA on altcoins that we talk about on the in our Discord, guys. If you guys are wondering, and we actually have it here, like based on the past 12 months, the right above my head, the best days to DCA for Link. It looks like Link is a Monday. So that first one is a Monday there, and Cardano, which you just talked about, that one is. Where is Cardano? Ada? I don't have Ada in here. No, I guess not. I will have to look at that. But Ada definitely has one also. But yeah, we also give the DCA amounts, like no DCA, or DCA is to take profit as desired. Back in January 20th, we were saying to take some profit on XRP. Looking here, like if you guys are wondering what these are wristbands that we base our DCA schedules on. So just some interesting stuff there that I want to show. But let's go talk about what just came in on news, guys. Meet Kevin just posted this. New Atlanta Fed estimate just out. Gold adjusted GDP, meaning taking the GDP, removing factoring in the gold move. That's how it's been moving with gold for in and out of the country. Now estimated at negative 1.5%, down from negative 0.7% last week and negative 0.1% the week before that. So getting worse. They are now looking at a negative 1.5 after gold adjusted. Without gold adjusted in it, it's negative 2.7. So that is what we're looking at for the first quarter here on the real GDP now model, estimating the GDP growth, which not good there. Some other things on there, guys. This morning, Amazon stock after the White House accused the company of hostile and political acts, getting a sharp drop on Amazon. Why? Because Amazon is going to display tariff costs for consumers on their listed prices. Look, this is the price. This is the price now because of tariffs. So we're going to be seeing that here soon. If we have Chart Prime, do we get access to the DCA strategy? No. Totally separate. Chart Prime is, the totally separate company from us, but the reason that it's a $4.99, you can get it the DCA strategy with the membership right here on YouTube. And I did that honestly, guys, so that there's a paywall, because if not behind a paywall, you will get bots galore and you will get a lot of scammers that come in and just take advantage of it. So that no one can get in there at all unless they paid to get a membership. And typically scammers and bots don't buy membership. So that's the only real reason. Plus I got 6 people to pay for. So, I got to pay these guys. That guy over there, he would like some money too. But yeah, $4.99, you get access to all the altcoins and the Bitcoin DCA strategies. Yesterday, BlackRock bought nearly $1 billion worth of Bitcoin through its ETF. Well, BlackRock didn't. BlackRock bought it on behalf of retail that bought the ETF. But I hate when they word things this way. That's not a true statement. BlackRock only owns 6 Bitcoin. Did you guys know that? It's a true story. Second largest daily inflow since the launch in January this year. So yeah, seeing a big move there. January of last year, I should say. Big demand coming in fast there. Breaking news, MasterCard launches a global stablecoin payment system supporting wallets, cards, merchant settlements, and on-chain remittances using Tether and Binance USD, BUSD there, and Circle USDC, so on and so forth, DAI. MasterCard, you're going to be able to do stable coins across the world there now on their new setup. And then check this out, guys. So they got this new bill that was put in by Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri, I believe that is. It is a bill to stop the Congress from being able to buy and trade stocks while they are in office. Preventing elected leaders from owning Securities Investments Act is the name of the act. It's the Pelosi Act, guys. So shout out to the creativity over there in DC. The Pelosi Act is now a bill that they're going to put up for that to see if it gets approved. OTC wallets on Galaxy Digital deposited 23,900 Ethereum to Coinbase in the past 8 hours. Typically, when they get that type of movement, it means they're trying to sell it. So be aware of that if you're an ETH trader or holder right now. And then Jim Cramer, we may be okay, guys. We may be okay. Why? Because Jim Cramer says a recession in the next 6 months due to tariffs is very likely. I'd say there's a 90% chance. Does that mean there's only a 10% chance? That's the big question. But Jim Cramer there, given that. And oh, Lord, guys, Trump coin. Well, I saw this last night and I wanted to talk about this. A wallet linked to Trump team deposited 1,346,000 Trump coins into Binance, OKX, and Bybit 9 hours ago. Is there getting ready to be a massive Trump sell-off for my DGen traders? JR Buck, you guys might want to be aware of that. Might be a time to set up a short on Trump there. We're saved. We're saved. Jim Cramer saved us. And then this one I had to share is the last one, guys. Just in, Binance founder CZ believes that Satoshi Nakamoto was an AI from the future. So there you go. Can't get any, OC, you got to put your tinfoil hat on for that one, man. What do you think? Was Satoshi Nakamoto an AI from the future sent to save the people, knowing where the dollar was going? What's that?
No, I don't think so. To be honest, I don't think so. But we do have tries of creating time machines. I don't know, what is this guy called? The guy with the mustache that was a feature, I think, Discovery Channel or something like that, National Geographic. The physicist that talks about black holes. He created a vortex. Yeah. He created a vortex of lasers that started spinning downwards, right? And he just expected things started happening or appearing from those. Either he doesn't know how to read the information that he was sent through it from himself to the past, right? Or, there's no AI right now. But let's just not rule it out. Still can happen. I don't know. I am a believer of time travel, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Absolutely. All right, man. OC, we got to head out of here. There's a live stream starting right now with Crypto Princess. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Guys, thanks for joining us today. If you guys did not do so, please smash that like button or hit the unlike button. I don't care. 2 people did. I don't care. Again, but it's still engagement, and we're going to keep bringing this to you every single day like we do, and bring you guys the markets, the news, the data, the charts, the macroeconomic stuff, everything you need to have knowledge. Put it inside your skull because why? Because knowledge is profit. If you guys can see what's over the horizon, you guys will be protecting your wealth and making more money down the road. So, guys, appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to tune in tonight to OC, Trade with OC on his right here on this Piper Academy channel. But that is tonight at 8, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check that out. And then Markets After Dark tonight with Lunar Beaches tomorrow morning. BC Port Corp will be back. If you guys did not check out the video he did today, he had special guest Crypto Billy on there. Was a phenomenal show. I checked out a little bit of it while I was prepping for today. Go watch that video, and we'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Right here, same time, looking at this economic data. What do we have tomorrow for Wednesday? We're going to get GDP growth rate, what we were just talking about. So it's going to be interesting to see that one. Oh, Lord, strap in there, guys. But today and tomorrow, right here on the Piper Academy Network. Until then, trade safe. And as always, guys, use some risk management, protect your wealth. That's what we're here for all day long. Protect what you made and make more down the road, right? Guys, let's go check out Crypto Princess. When you get over there, drop those graduation caps in the chat. Let them know that the alumni send their love, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace. I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. Boom shakalaka! We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. Sound off to get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean? You can't handle the truth.
That was awesome, dude!